Hey, this is Russ. Well, September 19th would mark my 2 year anniversary since my knee replacement. Now, you might know that I've had a lot of issues with my knee over that time. And so, a lot of you have been waiting to hear two things. Was it worth it? And secondly, am I done? Right? Those are the two biggest things I think most of you guys are probably waiting to hear. So let's give a quick recap on the knee first, and then I'll give you those answers. So I had my knee done 2 years ago on a September 19th. It was my left knee. And I had had hopes that in 3 months' time, I would be good enough so that I can go through a right knee replacement. Okay. Now, my doctor had told me that neither one of these knees really needed to be done right at the moment, especially the right knee doesn't really need it. So, it still hasn't been done on the right knee. And he says, you don't really need to do this right now. You could wait a little longer if you want. But I made the decision at that time that since I was closing my photography school and this was the best time to do it, let's just do it and get it over with. All right. So he opted to do the knee replacement because I told him that my quality of life had diminished so much that I haven't done a whole lot of things in 10 years that I didn't want to keep just waiting and waiting and waiting for this thing to happen. So because of the diminished quality of life, he said, I will make the approval to have your knees done. So he did the operation September 19th. I had hoped that I would recover quickly, but we all know that that was not the case. It wasn't too good. My flexions were in the 70s, and I said, it's not getting there. And he knew it too, and he says, if you don't do something soon in terms of movement, we're going to have to do the manipulation under anesthesia, MUA. And so a month after all this happened, we did the MUA, right? And right after the MUA, I was able to get up into the 90s, but again, not good enough. So on the second month, I requested maybe we should do a second MUA. And he asked me, do you really want to do it? I go, yeah, if it's going to help me, let's do it. So we did it a second time, and that pushed me into what was I at? In the very low 100s, like 102. Okay. Now, both times at the MUA, he was able to push me to 130 degrees of flexion and 0 degrees of extension. Okay. So right after you wake up, you recover a little bit and right back into physical therapy that same day. All right. So I knew it was a lot of pain that was going to happen. And sure enough, it was. Now, both times I had nerve blocks put into me, so I didn't feel the pain as he's doing the work. But after that wears off, yeah, you get pain. I've had a lot of pain in physical therapy, right? And my total physical therapy sessions were 80 times. Now, I ended up stopping after about 6 months simply because the pandemic started happening, and I decided this would be the time I would have to stop. So after that happened, they were actually able to push me to 130 degrees at physical therapy. Okay, but again, under a lot of screaming and pain. Each physical therapy session ended up with screaming and pain, and I'm talking screaming, right? Big screaming. So 130 degrees, but again, on my own, I wasn't able to do that. 130 is only when they're pushing me to the maximum limit. Okay. So after a little bit of time, I took my flexion on my own using a goniometer, and I found that I had reverted back down to about 104 degrees on my own. So Joint Active Systems, Jazz, sent me back the unit that I used. I had used it. I think I had it. When did I have it? Like between December and January, something like that. And then I sent it back to them because that was my rental time period. And then they contacted me and said, we're going to send you back a unit to help you with your extension, because my extension was not doing well. I was stuck at 10 degrees. I never got it past that. So they sent me an extension unit. And then, of course, I told them that my flexion's not doing good either. And since they had customized that extension unit for me, they said, we'll send you a second unit for your flexion. So They didn't charge me for this. In exchange for using it, I did help them in terms of giving them data on how I was doing, because they were going to make some modifications to the units. And I believe all units are now modified to the new stuff that they put into those units based on data that I gave them. Okay. So if you're using a Jazz unit now, know that I was the first guy that did it, right? Based on the new changes that they made. So I thank Jazz for that. And I thank my physical therapists too, because they put a lot of work with me, and my doctor. Okay. Now, a lot of people said, oh, you should sue the doctor because the doctor wasn't able to get you to where you needed to be. And it's not really the doctor's fault. All right. People are so quick to sue everybody. It's not his fault. It's really my own body not reacting the way it should be acting. So obviously now I am doing 120 degrees of flexion and 0 degrees of extension. So is it his fault? No, it's just that eventually it got there, but I had to work it to get there. Okay. So don't go quickly blaming other people. Sometimes your body just doesn't react the way other people's bodies react. All right. So yes, I have gotten to 120 degrees on my own and 0 degrees of extension. So would it be more than 120? Yeah, I think if somebody were to push me, just like they do in physical therapy, they push you really hard and then take a measurement, it'd probably be past 120. Yeah, absolutely would. Because if I can do 120 on my own, that's still pretty good, right? So anyways, after all this time, I was able to get this stuff done. And, I said, will it take 2 full years to get me to the point where I can finally say it was worth it, and that I'm finished with this process? So let me tell you the answer to that, because I know you've been waiting this whole time waiting for that. Was it worth it? Yes and no. What am I glad to have done it? Yes and no. Okay, let me tell you why the answer can't be a definitive yes or no. Now, before I had the knee replacement, I did feel it in my knees that it was getting worse. Okay, I would take steps and walks, and sometimes after I've walked a little too long, I would feel the hurt in the knee. Now, I have hip problems too. Today I have more problems feeling it in the hips than my knee. But the last time we took x-rays of the hips, my doctor told me you have absolutely no problems with the hips, but I feel it, okay? And that's probably because of my weight, all right? And bad knees, because he says you're walking kind of funny because of it. Well, even with the fixed knee, I still have the hip problems, okay? So that has not gone away. I tire out more because of my hips than my knees today, okay? So anyways, when I was walking around, I could feel the knee was starting to hurt more. And so that's when I finally said, I got to go back and talk to him to see if this is the time to do this. And he said, you're still not quite there. I think if my pain level was so great that every step I took hurt, was the knee replacement worth it? I would say absolutely was worth it. All right. But because of the fact that my knees weren't that bad yet, I can't come out and say that, because I haven't had the type of pain that you guys might have had before you went into your knee replacements. I mean, think about your own pain. If your pain was so great that you said, I can't live with this anymore, and then you had it done, I would say, yeah, it was worth it. Okay. But I was never at that level. So I don't have that comparison to be able to say it was worth that. Okay. And I was walking better before the knee replacement than I am today. I was walking a lot quicker. I mean, I've said a lot in the past that if you saw me walking around on a daily basis, you would think this guy has absolutely no problems with his knees. Really, I'm not kidding. You would never even be able to tell I had a knee replacement, a knee problem before the replacement. But if you watch me walk after about maybe 2 blocks of walking, you would say, why is this guy limping so bad? Okay. So you have to kind of understand that I wasn't at the level that some other people were. So that's why I think I will never be able to say it was worth it. But I will say this, I don't feel any of the pain in the knee anymore. I mean, even the little bit of pains that I had initially, if I walked 3-4 blocks, I wouldn't feel it in the knee. So in that sense, was it worth it? I would say yes, it was worth that. Okay, but no, because I'm not walking better now than I did prior. If that makes any sense. Okay. So, yeah, I'll never be able to get to say that because I didn't wait long enough. So, this is why I keep feeling that you should wait until you absolutely can't do it anymore. Then you go and do it and have it done. Then you will always be able to say it was worth it. All right. Would I do it again? I would do it again if I was at that level. If I was at the pain level, yes, I would do it again. Yeah, because I don't have the pain now. I just can't walk quickly. I don't function quickly. Everything I do is calculated. Everything I do is slower. Going up and down the stairs is slower. You know, I was using a cane, still using the cane up to go up and go down. It's not that I need the cane. It's just that then I have two things to hold. I have a handrail to hold and I have a cane to hold. So I move up and down the stairs faster. Now I promised you guys that at the 2-year anniversary time, I'm going to get rid of that cane and I'm not using it. So that's my promise to you. I don't plan to use the cane going forward. Hopefully, hopefully I'll be able to walk up and down the stairs well. I don't use the cane for anything else other than that. I don't walk around with it in the house with it. I don't walk around with it outside anymore. I don't even bring it with me when I go outside anymore. I don't put it in the car or anything like that. It's just to get up and down the stairs faster because you know I'm kind of an impatient guy. I don't want to take a long time getting up and down the stairs, but yeah, I'm getting rid of it now. So that's the 2-year thing. It's done. I'm not using it anymore unless I have to. Okay, that'll probably be when the right knee has to be done. So how's the right knee? Okay, well you know that I fell off my bike recently, and the right knee got skinned, and so there's a big scab on there right now. I hurt more on the right knee now than on the left knee, okay? And that's only because of the stinging sensation on the knee from the fall. I chose to fall on the right side than on the left side because my foot got caught in the pedals of my bike because the shoelace came untied and wrapped around the pedal. And because of that, you can't get your foot off the pedal. So you know that if you can't put your foot down on the ground because you're stuck on the pedal, you're going to fall. Now, I could have stopped that by leaning the bike to the left, but again, I don't feel, well, it probably would have been okay, but I didn't want to take the chance that my left leg wouldn't have the strength to hold me up. Both times that I fell prior to that was because of that fact. It had nothing to do with my riding ability. As I came to a stop and I was leaning towards the left side with my bike, my leg didn't have leg strength to hold me up and hold up that heavy bike. The bike weighs 110 pounds now with all the stuff I carry on it. So I made the decision. I didn't want to lean to the left and take the chance and fall on my left leg and hit my knee. Both times that I fell before, I did not hit my knee. At least I don't think so. And so I was lucky, and I said, I'm not taking that chance. So I opted to purposely take the fall on the right side to protect the left knee. Okay, so that's how far I will go to protect this knee. All right, I'm willing to take a fall to protect that knee. So yeah, the right side is hurting a little bit more. Now, does it need the knee replacement? And the answer is no. No, I don't think so. I'm going to hold off on this thing for as long as possible. It doesn't really hurt. Okay, what used to hurt doesn't hurt anymore. I don't know if that's from all the e-bike riding that I've done this entire summer. It's quite possibly the reason why. I mean, riding the bike is not hard strain on the knee because you're sitting on the bike saddle, right? You're sitting on it, and so what the bike riding does is it allows the knee to keep moving, but without the heavy weight on the knee. Okay, so maybe that has helped it. I don't know, but it's definitely not needing any type of knee replacement at this point. The hips still hurt, and I think that could be from my weight. All right, I am overweight, and I think if the weight was less, my hips would hurt less. Okay, but as you know, if anyone has ever gone through diet issues, it's not easy to lose weight. So that's something I still have to work on, but. All right, so let's conclude this whole thing. All right, what am I going to go do going forward? We're done with 2 years. I don't think I'm done with my knee because there every day as I wake up, I don't have the type of stiffness I used to, but it is noticeable. I mean, I know that the knee is not normal. I can feel some stiffness, but it doesn't hinder me anymore. So I am moving fairly smoothly, but I feel it. Okay. And maybe at times I have a little of this and a little bit of that, but overall, I would say I'm done. Yeah, I think I'm essentially done, but knowing that I have to keep working it so I don't revert backwards. All right. So it's a never-ending thing. But as far as other stuff that I typically do for a knee replacement, I think I'm done. Yeah. So what's the future of Russ is Right? Okay, is it all going to be a e-bike channel? Well, that can't be because winter's coming up. I'm not going to ride during the winter. We got to do other stuff. Okay. And of course, as next year comes around, then I'll start riding my bike again at that point. But I'll ride my bike as far as I can until it gets too cold or starts to snow or something like that. Then I'm gonna hang it up for the winter. And as far as my knee, for knee replacement videos, I'll continue talking about the knee. The only difference is some of the topics that I will bring up won't be totally applicable to me at this particular moment. All right. Now, as the knee may have issues here and there, I will talk about my knee, if I feel things happening to me. Okay. But otherwise, topics will be more generalized, things that I had experienced over the last 2 years, bringing topics up for you so that you can think about things that are happening to your knee. I think this channel will grow more for knee replacement if you put comments in my videos. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know some of the struggles you're having because I know that other patients read those comments besides watch my videos. So share your stories on the comments, all right? And anyone who's ever commented knows that I typically respond to the comments. Unless I'm so busy that I don't have a chance to. I used to be able to respond to comments immediately, but because I'm outside a lot now, riding my bike and doing things, I usually may not answer them like immediately. Okay, it may take me a half a day to get back to you, but I usually do respond back. If the channel ever grows to the point where it's so large that I don't have time to respond, then that's another story. But at this point, yeah, we're not that large. Where are we at? We're a little over 1.5K subscribers. So a little over 1,500 something subscribers at this point. I hope to grow the channel more. I don't want to transition out of the knee replacement issues because I know this channel has helped a lot of people from what you've told me. And I see that there's growth from knee replacement people. I mean, there's bike people now too, okay? But I cannot do knee replacements for the rest of my life. So as long as I can still talk about it, I will. And as long as you comment and let me know some topics, we'll cover those things. So I appreciate you guys watching for the last couple years, watching my knee replacement issues. Know that I still have some odds and end issues, but it's not going to be to the levels that I was in the past. We kind of knew that time would eventually come, and I think that time is now here. I do feel the heat in the knee every day. When I wake up, I touch my knee, and it's warm. So they say as long as your knee is still warm to the touch, you're still healing. So obviously, after 2 years, I'm still feeling that. All right. But I'm not hindered to the point where I can't function anymore. I do walk up and down the stairs, foot after foot. It's not like move one up and then drag another one up. You guys know how that is. Same thing going down. It's foot after foot, step after step. So I'm doing well in that sense. I do walk around on my own all the time now. I go places without the cane's help. Overall, I would say I did well, but it took me forever to get there. All right. One day the right knee might have to be done. I don't look forward to that, but I know what to expect if it happens. And if it moves just as slow as the left knee, I'm okay with it because I know to expect that. But if it moves quicker, that'd be even better. And I know that many of you who may be watching Russ is Right have issues, but I also know some of you guys finish your knee journeys a lot quicker than I did. You guys are lucky. So congratulations to you guys. And for those who are still working on their knee, don't give up. Keep working it. All right. I always say that because I know that that's what creates the success in your knee. Okay. So yeah, keep watching Russ is Right. We're going to keep doing knee stuffs on Tuesdays and Fridays. But I'm 2 years and I'm essentially finished. I think I can officially say that. I'm essentially finished. But that doesn't mean I stopped doing my stuff. I still exercise it every single day. I don't do heavy exercises like I did in the past, but I do them. And I'm riding my bike every day. So thanks again, and I will talk to you next time.